Hi everybody, Adam Steele from Hop Pole
Hello everybody.
Studios here.
Before we start this video, so I'm trying to figure out my DAW. Um, what does it mean again? Digital audio workstation. And I've had the same DAW for like I don't know, I don't even know how long. Probably like years. I don't know, probably since 2020 or 2021, something like that. Back. Yeah, before that I used Audacity because it was free and I used a little bit of Soundtrap, but that was about it. Um, and I've made music and just by like figuring shit out by myself, but I haven't really consistently, or I haven't like ever even watched a full video on how to do this. This video is an hour long. It's by Adam Steele in case you guys want to check it out. Um, but yeah, I'm very curious as to, I don't know, just like what can my dog do and like, some of the basics and stuff like that. So.
Hi everybody, Adam Steele from Hop Pole Studios here. And today we're going to be doing a tutorial about the very basics of how to use Reaper, the DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. Basically how to get sound coming through, making sure that your recording's working properly.
Okay, start
So the
there.
first thing we're going to want to do is to get Reaper installed on our machine. So I'm going to show you the screen of the laptop. Nothing has been installed on here apart from basic things like Chrome. So the first thing we're going to do is open our web browser, whichever one you prefer. Like I said, I'm using Chrome here. And we're going to go to reaper.fm. That's the Reaper website. If you're downloading from anywhere else, I wouldn't trust it. Could be some sort of dodgy software packed in with it.
Oh shit.
Reaper.fm is the official website.
There you go.
Right at the top here, no messing about, download Reaper. The very latest version as of making this
Oh
video
shit.
is 5.
I should probably do that. Come on. Where's the pop-up at? I need to check the newest version if you have the newest version. Search. Help. File. New projects. Render. Q renders. Batch. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The device. I don't know what that is. Okay, we'll just watch the video. Cause I think I have it updated enough.
0.978. So I really suspect that Reaper 6 is around the corner, and I'll probably make a video on that as well. So you'll be choosing between Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux. Today I'm on Windows. This is 64-bit Windows, as are most modern versions of Windows. Same for OS X. If you can, I highly recommend downloading the 64-bit version of whichever one of these you can. If that won't run on your system because your system's 32-bit, then go back, get the 32-bit version. They work identically,
About
except that as you start
16-bit.
to get to bigger productions, the 64-bit one has more memory available to it, which means that more samples and that kind of thing can be loaded up. And also, a lot of plugin developers now for external plugins aren't making 32-bit versions anymore because 32-bit operating systems are pretty much a yesterday thing, and it's a lot of work to concentrate on.
Hmm.
So, we've downloaded it. We'll get this installed. It's a simple enough process. We open it up. Same on OS X. Yes, I agree.
I already downloaded it.
Yes. All and then it just works. We're going to audience.com. Downloads
Oh,
the
what is this? Okay.
latest drivers for that. Some audio and boxes want to run now. No,
Why?
because there is another step we have to do. And that is the audio interface that I was talking about. The next
Ooh.
thing that we'll have to do, pretty much no matter what interface you have, it's highly recommended, if not absolutely essential, that you go to the manufacturer's website for the interface and get the latest drivers for that. Some audio interfaces, a lot of people will say, oh, well, I can plug it in and it just works. I highly recommend you don't do that, because the drivers that whoever has made this interface has made for it are designed to work the best they can possibly work. And in audio production, it's a very important thing to have things running as efficiently as possible with all the features available to you, because that will then make sure that it's working properly with minimum latency, which is a whole thing that we've got to talk about, and with the least amount of problems, pops and clicks and crackles and features missing, that kind of thing. So, for Audient, who make this interface, we're going to audient.com. If yours is made by, I don't know, Focusrite, or that'd be Focusrite. There we are, download, install some extra stuff, which if we're using the Sono to its full capacity will be really useful.
Skip a little bit ahead.
If you don't know how to make chords,
Shit.
this is it.
You can drag one of these chord progressions in. Boom, just like that.
Your first, make sure it's turned on. So that's the first thing we're going to do is double click the Reaper icon.
Maybe I should
to give us
reverse
the nice
this.
pretty load screen.
Don't.
Takes a little longer than it would usually,
my
because this is
God,
the very
bro.
first time it's ever been run on this machine.
We'll screen this. Do this.
And of course it says you have not yet selected an audio at the top. And there are all these different choices.
Okay.
On Mac OS, I would be using Core Audio, but on Windows, I want to be using one called ACO. ACO is the system that the guys who make Cubase made, Steinberg, which enables computers to use stuff very, very quickly and not use too much processing power doing it, which means that the interface takes over a lot of that work. Next thing is we choose the ACO driver. In this case, having literally only installed one, we're choosing the Audient USB audio driver. If you had used in the past different interfaces from different manufacturers, they would be in this drop-down list here, and you just have to choose the appropriate one. Then we've got enable inputs. We choose the first one as number 1, and we'll choose the last one as the very last one. You can choose a custom range. I'm not entirely sure why you would, but the opportunity is there. And the same with the output range, which I'm going to use all of them, 1 to 4 and 1 to 12. While we're here, we're going to talk about sample rate briefly, because there's a tick box here to request a sample rate. I'm not going to go into huge depth about sample rate, because there are videos talking about this, including one from myself, that talk about this for a long amount of time and a lot of depth. All I'm going to say is, if you choose 44100, which is 44.1 kilohertz, that's generally the sample rate that I think you should be working at if you're intending to work for CDs as your output format. And 48,000, which is 48 kilohertz, which is the sample rate that I think you should be working at if you're looking at producing stuff for DVDs and film, or YouTube, because of video production, the way that works. Arguably, if you're working with Spotify and iTunes, the iTunes white paper for mastering says that you should be using the highest sample rate possible, which could be 96 kilohertz. For me, that's a bit overkill, but I like working at 48,000, and I've ticked the box request sample rate, which says to your interface, hey, can we please work at this sample rate? Is that okay? The rest of these aren't really important to us right now, but if we hit OK, then it's going to come up telling us, hi, this is Reaper. This is just showing you guys. Apologies, everyone. Leg like hertz, which is what we asked for. 24-bit wave, which is the default that Shazam or Siri song by Pain. Off we go. Bar, which is play. There we go. And what that did is that woke up the audio interface. It asked, hey, can we work at 48 kilohertz? And when I hit play, that started moving. And on the top right, importantly, we can now see 48 kilohertz, which is what we asked for. 24-bit wave, which is the default that Reaper records at, which for me is perfect. And then it says the number of samples, which is to do with latency. And then the number of milliseconds there, 15 and 12, is how long it's taking to get audio in, and then how long it's taking for audio to come back out. Latency is important because if you're working on a mix, say, and you're not recording anything, you can just hit play And a bit of latency means that the interface and the computer and every part of this that's involved has a little bit of time to scramble everything together and then present whatever part of the song to you when you hit play. The problem with high latency is that if I was recording something and listening back to that in real time, then if I was to be in front of a microphone and let's say I clapped, the latency is the time it takes for that clap to be picked up by the microphone and then turned into something by the interface and then turned into something by Reaper, come back out of the interface into the headphones or out of the monitors. And if that's too long, it's really quite upsetting and disturbing and can put you off playing. So if I was to go clap with a high latency, it would actually sound like k, 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 k. And if I can get the latency really low, then it comes out of the headphones seemingly at the same time I'm doing it. There's always a tiny bit of delay. Even with like Pro Tools HD systems and that kind of thing, there is some latency. But if it's really low, the human brain doesn't pick up on it and it doesn't matter. Which means that adding those two numbers together, that's too much. To me, that's a noticeable kicker, which, especially if I'm playing guitar, can really mess with my head. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this on the top right, and that's a shortcut to bring us back to this menu that we saw before. Now there's a button that we didn't press earlier on that is ACO configuration. Now for some devices this brings up a big menu, for some of them it doesn't, and as I've just noticed for the Sono, that didn't bring it up, which is annoying, but we have to be in this menu to release the audio interface so that we can tweak and mess around with things. It's kind of the equivalent of turning off a car engine before a mechanic goes underneath and starts working on it. It's kind of a safety thing. It makes sure that you don't get horrible noises coming out of the speakers or the headphones. And in that regard, it makes things easier to work with. So in the start menu, there is a little S. And that little S is for Sono, that's the Audion driver. This could be different depending on what manufacturer you're working with. But if we right click on that, we have options like set ACO buffer size, set sample rate, which we've already requested, set clock source, which is only important if you're using more than one digital piece of equipment. So for today, we're going to breeze past that, maybe talk about it another time. So set ACO buffer size is the important thing for us. And I'm going to try 128 samples. So I clicked 128 and then I'm going to hit OK in our Reaper menu. And there we go, that's changed now to 128 samples up here, 5.1 and 4.5 milliseconds latency. That's still a little more than I would like, but in terms of working with USB interfaces, that's really quite reasonable. To get much lower than that, you're starting to look at Firewire interfaces, which aren't really made anymore, Thunderbolt interfaces, or PCI the mix window, which means that
I haven't been able to take my eyes off my husband's pants
Bruh.
since he tried this morning trick. What happened afterwards?
This shit crazy. Why is this on YouTube?
So we're going to have a track ready, and as you can see there, I accidentally moved the left mouse cursor and selected a region, which we're going to come back to later on. That's not necessarily the most important. But I'm playing it.
Okay, let's get a sample in here as he's showing. I have a sample I always use for some of my music and stuff like that. Where's it at? No, this is songs, downloads. There it is. Okay. Pull that up. Pause that. Move it over here. Play it. We have to cut out certain pieces. This is. There we go. Found it. So this is like a tag I always use in some of my songs and stuff like that. I haven't used it recently, but
File. The shortcut for that, if you're already on the right track, is literally the button on your keyboard that says insert. So that brings up the menu import file into project. So I've just downloaded a sample.
Yep.
Well, something that I really must explain at this point, be making this noise because all the sound is being sent.
What?
Well, Something that I really must explain at this point is that when you're using an audio interface,
Mhm.
all the sound will come out of and go into that interface.
I don't
So
have that
anything like
interface.
the sounds coming out of your laptop or your desktop or any speakers or headphones plugged into that machine will not be making this noise because all the sound is being sent to the interface, which means that at this point I have to either plug in headphones or the monitors. And so I've plugged the two monitor outputs on the back of the Sono. So it sounds pretty horrible. Today I've got plugged in to the system behind me so that you guys can hear it.
Okay.
But generally that is what I would do, is be plugging the monitor outputs straight into monitors, and this is what we get.
So, play our sample.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay.
So it sounds pretty horrible, but that is just white noise as a test tone, and that means that I know that's going to work. So that's step one. If I was to replace that with anything like an MP3, which I use WAV files where you can, but you know, or you can get any other kind of sound in here that will just play out of the master outputs, which by default are set to output 1 and 2, which is the speaker outputs and headphone outputs on this box, and then you make sure that that's all wired up appropriately depending on what interface you're using. That's step one done. Something I should probably mention at this point is that if this sound is coming out too loud for you, you might want to use the volume control on your interface, you might want to use the volume control on your monitors, but you also might want to control the volume from here. And if you look at where this file name is, for the track name, that's automatically named itself based on the file that I've put in there. But if I was to call that track of stuff, that is then renamed. There's no file name limit or anything like there is in some programs. And next to it is the volume, which if you hover over it says 0 dB, and then I can go from that downwards. So I could go all the way down to minus infinity, which is nothing, and then bring it slowly up. Hit play so I can hear it. Cool, so there's plenty to be changing, and then just to the right of that is the pan knob, so I can make it go on the left. Or the right, respectively, which is how you get stereo panning of left and right for different signals and get a big stereo image.
Okay.
Another thing that's really important for me at this point is being able to just replay a certain section over and over and over. So let's say that we've got a little section here where I dragged the left mouse and ended up selecting a little bit.
Okay, so let's do
I want to live!
do that.
And then I can click on the timeline just above that, which is where all these numbers are. That determines where we're playing from, but then the white bit is the selection. If I hit the button at the bottom, there's stop, play, pause, record, and then repeat. If I click that or use the R key, when it gets to this little white section, it will go round and round and round it.
So wait, didn't do what he said.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay.
I find that's quite useful if you're working on a song and you just want to listen to the same section over and over and over again. It can be accidental, be careful, if you just select a tiny little bit like this and then end up stuck in a loop. that's usually what's happening if you've got a DAW and it's going ding 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 ding. It's usually that you've got a tiny little selection on loop. So you can either make the selection bigger by just drawing a bigger box, right click, remove selection, or use the escape key and that will get rid of that. Or hit R to take off loop. One quick thing to note here is this particular file that I've got, if I decide that I don't need it, I don't like it, I can hit the delete key, off it goes, done. If that was a mistake, I can hit Control and Z. Okay, so I've replaced the white noise with a track called Dark Tranquility that I got off YouTube. I'll put a reference just here. DI port. Nothing happens. And the reason nothing happens is that even though we've plugged in here, we've not told Reaper what to do. We've not given it any instructions as to what our intentions are. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is open up a new track. Now that is a little bit big for this screen. I'm going to just use Control and I'm going to use a little plus and minus in the corner to make the screen's tracks bigger and smaller. If I was using a proper mouse, and I highly recommend getting a mouse for using Reaper, I could use the mouse wheel to make everything bigger and smaller much more quickly than that. So now we've got a track, and the first thing that we want to do with this new track is name it. I'm going to name this bass, which, track naming really helps down the line. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to hit record, and still very little will happen.
Yep.
So I've plugged this into the relative channel. I'm playing away.
Can't hear it.
I can now see the meters moving, but I can't hear anything. So that's the next stage. Why is that? So I can't hear anything because monitoring is not enabled on that channel. Monitoring is getting the sound through the interface, back through Reaper, and then back to you, whether it's on the headphones or on the monitors. And that is this little icon here, which is a speaker icon, because I feel it's...
Okay.
Now, one thing that you may notice, because I can use effects here to bring up something like a tuner. Solo on this and hit play. Now, you may have noticed that the bass that I was playing was slightly out of tune there. I certainly noticed it. That's something I'm going to come back to in a minute, because I can use effects here to bring up something like a tuner. And I don't mean auto-tune or anything like that, because that's also an option if you buy that separately. I mean actually bringing up like a guitar tuner, so you don't have to pay for an extra one. It's inbuilt into Reaper, you may as well use it. So the next thing I'm going to talk about here is the mix window, because now we have more than one track going, the mix window will become relevant. If we go to View, Mixer, we suddenly see right down the bottom where there was nothing before apart from the master track, there are now 2 tracks. The way that this works is the edit window, the bit up top, all the tracks that you make, they work from the top down. They all play.
I just had that on.
But the way it works is kind of going down. Equivalent, this is the mix window, and this goes left to right with exactly the same tracks, just displayed going the opposite way. And if I was to make loads and loads and loads of tracks just by double clicking in this blank space, is another nice little shortcut. If I then use the bit of the screen just at the top of it where I can change, just under this bar with the numbers, I can change how big and small the areas are. This will start to look a lot more like an analog mixing desk, because you'll see all the faders going left to right, all with the different names here, a few buttons, and then here are 2 very important parts, the inserts and the sends. And this is where effects come in. So I have my bass track ready to record with here. If I play, we can see it going. It's out of tune. I could get a pedal tuner or a clip-on tuner, but instead I'm showing you a feature of Reaper, which is that it has this inbuilt. Where it says track insert effects in this top part here, this is where we can add effects. There's more than one way to get here. You can also click the effects button down here. I like this way where I can just click in an empty block, and it gives me a big list of every plugin that we have. And you can whittle them down into VSTs, their own format, which is JS. I can make this window a bit bigger so we can see
faster.
There are different categories, so if you know exactly what you're looking for, a note, I can then tune up. And yes, I know this instrument has far too many strings. That's a conversation for another time. I do love it. This 7-string bass, yes, that's a thing. If you're tuning a bass, by the way, you can change Retune's window size to be bigger to allow for lower notes. Things that Reaper can do. And where it says VST, if you purchase or get hold of free or paid VST plugins, they all come up here, which is to say custom third-party plugins. I use loads. I use the Slate Everything bundle. I use a lot of Wave stuff. I use preset, let's say Spanky Bass. That's still not doing anything because the threshold here isn't doing much, but if I bring that threshold down, we should get...
Bring up recomp for this one, I believe. Recomp right there. There's tons of presets. I didn't know this. Okay.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you!
Compressor. If I double click on that, press the life out of this using Recomp, which is Reaper's own compressor. If I double click on that and play, nothing's going to happen because everything's set to be fairly neutral. If I go to a preset, let's say Spanky Bass. That's still not doing anything because the threshold here isn't doing much, but if I bring that threshold down, we should get...
Okay.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live!
Still feel like it's not doing anything.
Take me away from here!
Ooh.
Take me with. I want to live. I want to live. Take me. I want to live. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to. I want to live. I want to live. I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Oh. You went over. Oh, you went over. Oh, you went over. Okay, what's too loud now? Maybe that. Okay, now we're too loud. This maybe. What's too loud now? High pass? Low pass. Yep.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Yeah, that's fine. There we go with that.
I want to live! Take me with you!
want to live.
Take me with you. I want to live. Take me with you. Take
Get me away from here.
I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from.
It's the exact same. Okay. Continue on.
Hear the or run of the mill. If I put an EQ in here and make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on.
Fucked around with EQs a little bit, not much. EQ. Fuck, man. It's not that. EQ. What the hell? Oh, it's recently used. I meant to do all plugins. EQ. Caucuses EQ, and we do that.
I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here.
That.
I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here.
Ooh. So that was with EQ. High shelf.
I want to live.
Okay.
Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here.
I want to live.
Take me with you.
Take me away from here.
I want to live.
Ow.
Take me with you. Take me away from here.
So there are so many possibilities just with an EQ and a compressor, but then
What do you mean? It doesn't feel like that. It feels like not really much is happening. We got the compressor, we got the EQs.
I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away
Away
from
from
here.
here.
I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away
Away
from
from here.
here. I want to live. Take me with you. Take me away from here. I want to live.
Okay, not bad.
Something that we play or a reverb, you might want those to be something not carrying any of the original signal. That's what the dry is.
Okay, reverberate. Let's try that. No, I want more. There we go. So we do where's it at? Reverberate. What are you talking about?
Is. And then we're going to use these sends. So if I click in where it says track send.
Oh, wait. Sends. Okay.
It'll bring me up the routing menu.
Yeah.
Now the routing menu has all the stuff we've already seen in terms of the volume and the pan and that kind of thing that we saw, where we've got the pan here and the big fader for the volume. But under sends, we can add a new send, and it tells us the track names here. So we're sending this to the reverb, and it comes up now as an extra send here, with all the volume and pan that's associated just with that. So that's currently going out full volume, and what's going to happen, I'm sure, is if I play this, it's going to sound really echoey.
So send, add new send, vocal shit. So hypothetically, if I were to add, what's a basic one I could use that would show difference? Where is it at? My basic one I always use. There we go. So
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
ooh.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay, that sounds good as shit.
More or less. So with low,
Ooh, what is he doing now?
little, that, or lower down,
Oh, I still haven't used that effect that he said to use. What is it? Reverberate? Something like that.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live!
Nope.
Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Okay.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you!
just have a little.
What if we mess with what? This? Do this. Sing it with.
Take me with you! Take me away from here! I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
And doing this, I'm quickly going to just hide the mix mixer in. You can see here that there's the track, the reverb, because like we said, it's just represented audio from. But let's say next to me, this audio.
If you work with vocals, let me
Bruh.
show you how to save tons of time and still get professional results. It's called Xbox. It's like having 10 plugins all in one.
Keyboard is now plugged. The MIDI go to that kind of thing, but to it, and it would near the keyboard. It was that bass which happened to be channel. The reason that there's still no sound is because MIDI is not a sound in an.
Okay, let me basically pull up my MIDI because I actually have a MIDI on me. Shit. MIDI devices, not found. Set all MIDI devices. Isn't it plugged in? No, I think I'm plugged in. Okay, let me plug in my MIDI. This camera. For the time being. From here. Take me away from here. No. There we go. Don't really need the second camera. Oh, I think I unplugged the camera you guys can see me on, so let me fix that. Nope, not that one. Come on. Dang it, man. There we go. I'm back. So, okay. Okay, then we do that. Then we do, what is it? And if I remember correct, MIDI? No, it's not MIDI. Shit, what is it again? It is chord MIDI channels. There we go. Back to what we said.
Itself. MIDI is just an instruction that says, play this note at this volume and then stop. There's a little more to it, but it's just information. So what we have to do is we have to have some sort of plug-in virtual instrument that is being told what to do. Now, Reaper does come with some very, very basic ones. Quite often you'll find yourself buying, if you're into doing this kind of thing, something like Contact, the Native Instruments Complete set, Arturia's V Collection. You'll find yourself getting hold of virtual synths. Quite a lot of them are free, quite a lot of them are not free. Generally speaking, the ones you pay for are better. But let's just get something going right now. So where this little effects button is, let's bring that up. Clear our filter from when we were searching for reverb earlier, and we can see if we go to all plugins, VSTi is what we're looking for, and right now let's just use Resynth. So Resynth is a very, very basic synthesizer that's come up, and you can see we've got our monitoring enabled, we've got the right keyboard enabled. If I start hitting keys,
Yep.
so every time I hit a key, something happens, and we can change things like the release, which will make this go on longer. And we can change the waveform. So now we can record that in, and if we go back to where we were in our track,
Okay. Move this down a little bit. I, I. No. Not where I want to record. Backtrack. Try something out. Wrinkle C. something else. That's good. Do that. Back to this. And then I can't hear that. Oh, it's out of the MIDI, is that why? No. What's wrong? There we go, figure it out. Okay. This one I'm no longer recording on. Yep. Let me show you something. Slow it down. a good start.
track so we can see a few things. I'm going to move this MIDI track. I'm literally just going to grab it on the left with a mouse click, and I'm going to drag it a little further up. And I can just let go, and it'll move. This means that as we go, if we've got any tracks like the reverb where we don't really need to see the track, it will just end up down at the bottom. And that's how I like to work, is kind of drums, bass, guitars, keyboards, vocals, effects right at the end, because I only want to see them every now and again just to check things and change things. So the MIDI, if I just go back to the start and hit record, because that's armed, if you don't have a MIDI keyboard like I've got, that's fine. What you can do...
I've dealt through my childhood into my adulthood with
Shut up!
a lot of dental root canals and a lot of...
Now, that brings me on to the next thing, which is the grid on the rest of this. So,
Okay.
as it stands, that snap has been on all the time here. So if I was to grab the very left-hand side of an audio clip, that would then, if I drag that along, allow me to cut the start of that off.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see, it's going dip, 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 and it's catching on the start of every bar, which, if I've got everything working to a click, might be great. But if I want to do something very particular, and let's just zoom in here, if I want to do something very particular, it won't let me. It will only let me go between bars. So what I have to do is, on the top left, there's snap enabled. I have to click that. That's now disabled. And that means that this same piece of audio is now allowing me to do very, very fine control. So let's say that I stop this at the start of this beat. This should now, without the intro, let's just turn off that MIDI track.
Okay. So now I can be more precise.
I've just managed to edit off the entire intro of that, fade that in. That's also easy. Where I'm dragging at the side of this file, if I go to the top of it, the mouse changes to this little curve. If I drag the mouse inwards from there, you'll see that that's now making a big curve. And what that's going to do, if I hit play from before it, is... And the last thing for the basics tutorial is, let's say that I wanted a section of this, but I didn't want the rest of it. I could then go in and find the exact point that I wanted to cut up this file and hit the S key, S for split. And that splits it right there into two pieces. So I can now, if I zoom out, grab one piece and move it around, not affect the other. If I undo that, I could then grab the other, delete it. And I find that saves me a lot of time, rather than having to go right the way to the end of a file or the end of a clip. I can then just go split here, get rid of that, thank you, done. So that's saving me a lot of time. So hopefully you've enjoyed the basics of this. I'm going to go back to me in the studio, and hope you're looking forward to the next part. So thanks for watching. There will...
Okay, so that was the first video by Adam Steele. By the way, still check out his stuff. I'm probably gonna do, like, depending on how long each video is, I might do like 1 or 2 videos per stream, but it just depends. Like, obviously 40 minutes, I might do like 2, you know what I mean? But I'm just eventually gonna go all the way through his tutorials, try to learn some stuff from it to take into my own music and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna show the track I made one last time, and so yeah, that's it. So it's a little bit more, I would say. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna call this Learning Reaper take one. Yep, and there we go. First beat made, I suppose, or understanding of the DAW, you know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Bye.